Hi, I'm MJ Aragon, the purple-haired fiber warrior. We just want to thank you all so much for following, liking, sharing, and subscribing to our YouTube page, our Instagram, on WordPress and Facebook page. Everything that we do is shared on our Facebook page, so anything you want to find, you can find it there. Thank you all so much from the bottom of my heart. You are not alone, neither am I. Love y'all. Hello, welcome to Fibro Warrior, my new normal. I'm MJ Aragon, and I'm here with my producers, Jojo Merrick.
Hello.
And Tony Jeffries.
Hi.
Today, I wanted to talk about the health benefits of honey. And also, I realize this is probably coming out a little late for you guys, but Oprah Winfrey's speech at the Golden Globes. I wanted to read her speech. I appreciated it. I don't know if everybody appreciated it, but I did, so I thought I'd share it in case you missed it. And so I'm going to read those two things. The reason that Oprah Winfrey's speech I feel is important because a lot of us have fibro because of things that have happened to us, trauma that has happened to us, and it's unfortunately been because of things like child abuse and molestation and sexual abuse and rape and just things like along those lines and things of that nature that it's difficult to talk about, and now it's out and about and people are talking about it often. It's a touchy subject, not everybody wants to talk about it. I'm just going to read her speech and not going to say too much about it, but just wanted to read the speech because I feel it is important and I feel that we are making a step forward, I guess. So I will read the benefits of honey first. The reason I wanted to read this because if you get the local honey, which they'll talk about on here, it will really help if you have allergies, which I do. And I've been trying to have a little bit of honey every day to maybe help with my allergies so they're not so bad, because some days they're just awful. And I think it has a lot to do with some of my migraine issues as well. So here we go. The health benefits of locally grown raw honey by Dr. Edward Group, DNC, NP, DACBN, DCBCN, DABFM, published on April 15th, 2008. Last updated on October 5th, 2015. Honey has been used for centuries for its healing properties and sweet flavor. Honey is much sweeter than table sugar and is better for you. When possible, it is best to buy locally grown organic raw honey that's produced by bees in or near the environment you live in. Consuming foods from the area you live in is beneficial as they contain the immune-stimulating properties needed for your body to adapt to its environment. Fresh raw honey is also tastier and more potent. When you buy from local independent farmers, you help your local economy. I'm still having some breathing issues. As from last episode, I'll be doing back-to-back in case you're wondering, so my apologies for that. Health benefits of honey. As a healing remedy, raw honey can address multiple issues. There are far more benefits of honey than I can include here, but here are some of the more interesting benefits you may not know about. Organic raw honey can provide an energy boost. It's a good source of the carbohydrates your body needs for energy. Many people believe it can boost your endurance and reduce muscle fatigue. Honey is a great aid in relieving morning sickness, reportedly even more effective than traditional soda crackers. Honey is good for sore throats, laryngitis, and pharyngitis. Honey and cinnamon can help in many areas, including relief from bladder infections, arthritis, upset stomach, and bad breath. It's even supposed to be able to slow down hair loss. Raw honey can be used for issues related to male impotence, and female infertility. Warm raw goat milk mixed with raw honey is believed to increase sperm count. A salve made of honey for diabetic ulcers has been proven effective when our other topical ointments are not well tolerated. It can be applied to eczema, canker sores, or bleeding gums. Honey and apple cider vinegar is used for many ailments like stomach aches, constipation, and even migraines. Honey and lemon can go to work in the body shifting extra fat stores, making them into usable energy for regular body functions. Honey is cholesterol-free and can reportedly help to keep cholesterol levels in check. Raw honey has a viscous texture due to its low water content. As a natural preservative, it doesn't accommodate bad bacteria. Raw honey is a remarkable natural substance that is receiving a lot of well-deserved attention. Seek out local markets for organic goods to get the freshest products. Support your local independent farmers. Helping them to stay in business is good for them and your local economy. Precautions. Honey contains a natural presence of botulinum, endospores. Because of this, children under 1 year old should never consume honey before the age of 12 months. A child's intestinal tract is not mature enough to inhibit the growth of Clostridium botulinum, which can also be found in honey. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Honey in all forms should not be given to babies younger than 1. Results may vary. Information and statements made are for educational purposes and are not intended to replace the advice of your doctor. Global Healing Center does not dispense medical advice, prescribe, or diagnose illness. The views and nutritional advice expressed by Global Healing Center are not intended to be substitute for conventional medical service. If you have a severe medical condition or health concern, see your physician. So like I was saying, I've been trying to use honey because I have terrible allergies, and so I've been trying to use honey to help me with mine. And we'll see how that goes. I'll let you know if it helps any. But it's supposed to be really helpful because if you're eating the honey that's grown locally, it will help you tolerate all the trees and whatnot around you that may be affecting you environmentally, and probably even fruits and vegetables and whatnot, because it's things that are grown here that you're purchasing. So it can benefit you in many ways, and it's better for you than sugar, of course. Of course, I would also say that I would rather have sugar than the fake sugars that are out there. Those are not good for you. I think there is one. It's supposed to be good because it's plant-derived. For some reason, it escapes me right now. I think that one's okay. But I would much rather have sugar than the other processed, chemical-based sugars that they have out there. Excuse me, sugar substitutes they have out there. Anxiety, really bad. Okay, at the Golden Globes, the actresses used the red carpet and the stage of the 2018 Golden Globe Awards to amplify their fight against sexual harassment in Hollywood and beyond by wearing all black. So I don't know if you guys saw that, but every single actress was wearing all black. Granted, some were wearing gowns that were a little exuberant, but they all were trying to make a point, which I get that. This article is by Giovanni Rossanello, but he basically just wrote down everything that she said in her speech, so he's just reiterating what she said. Okay, so it begins like this. January 7th, 2018, Oprah Winfrey accepted the Golden Globes Cecil B. DeMille Award for Lifetime Achievement with a rousing acceptance speech that began as a personal reflection and ended as a call to arms. After being introduced by Reese Witherspoon, she acknowledged the significance of becoming the first Black woman to win the award and said she hoped that the raised voices of her fellow actress might lead to a world in which nobody ever has to say, "Me too," again. Here is a full transcript of Miss Winfrey's speech. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Reese, in 1964, I was a little girl sitting on the linoleum floor at my mother's house in Milwaukee, watching Anne Bancroft present the Oscar for Best Actor at the 36th Academy Awards. She opened the envelope and said 5 words that literally made history. The winner is Sidney Poitier. Up to the stage came the most elegant man I had ever seen. I remember his tie was white, and of course his skin was black, and I'd never seen a black man being celebrated like that. And I've tried many times to explain what a mama like that means to a little girl. A kid watching from the cheap seats as my mom came through the door, bone tired from cleaning other people's houses. But all I can do is quote and say that the explanation of Sidney's performance in Lilies of the Field, amen, amen, amen. In 1982, Sidney received the Cecil B. DeMille Award right here at the Golden Globes, and it is not lost on me that at this moment there are some little girls watching me as I become the first Black woman to be given the same award. It is an honor and it is a privilege to share the evening with all of them, and also with the incredible men and women who've inspired me, who've challenged me, who've sustained me and made my journey to the stage possible. Dennis Swanson, who took a chance on me for AM Chicago. Quincy Jones, who saw me on that show and said to Steven Spielberg, "Yes, she is Sophia in The Color Purple." Gail, who's been the definition of what a friend is, and Stedman, who's been my rock. Just a few to name. I'd like to thank the Hollywood Foreign Press Association, because we all know all the press is under siege these days. But we also know that it is the insatiable dedication to uncovering the absolute truth that keeps us from turning a blind eye to corruption and to injustice, to tyrants and victims and secrets and lies. I want to say that I value the press more than ever before as we try to navigate these complicated times, which brings me to this. What I know for sure is that speaking your truth is the most powerful tool we all have. I'm especially proud and inspired by all of the women who have felt strong enough and empowered enough to speak up and share their personal stories. Each of us in this room are celebrated because of the stories that we tell. And this year, we became the story. But it's not just a story affecting the entertainment industry. It's one that transcends any culture, geography, race, religion, politics, or workplace. So I want tonight to express gratitude to all the women who have endured years of abuse and assault, because they, like my mother, had children to feed and bills to pay and dreams to pursue. They're women whose names we'll never know. They're domestic workers and farm workers. They are working in factories, and they work in restaurants, and they're in academia and engineering, medicine and science. They're part of the world of tech and politics and business. There are athletes in the Olympics, and there are soldiers in the military. And there's someone else, Racy Taylor, a name I know, and I think you should know too. In 1944, Racy Taylor was a young wife and mother. She was just walking home from a church she'd attended in Alabama, when she was abducted by 6 armed white men, raped and left blindfolded by the side of the road, coming home from church. They threatened to kill her if she ever told anyone, but her story was reported to the NAACP, where a young worker by the name of Rosa Parks became the lead investigator on her case, and together they sought justice. But justice wasn't the opinion of the era of Jim Crow. The men who tried to destroy her were never persecuted. Racy Taylor died 10 days ago, just shy of her 98th birthday. She lived, as we all have lived, too many years in a culture broken by brutally powerful men. And for too long, women have not been heard or believed if they dared to speak their truth to the power of those men. But their time is up. Their time is up. Their time is up. And I just hope that Racy Taylor died knowing that her truth, like the truth of so many other women who were tormented in those years and even now tormented, goes marching on. It was somewhere in Rosa Parks' heart almost 11 years later when she made the decision to stay seated on that bus in Montgomery. And it's here with every woman who chooses to say, "Me too," and every man who chooses to listen. In my career, what I've always tried my best to do, whether on television or through film, is to say something about how men and women really behave, to say how we experience shame, how we love and how we rage, how we fail, how we retreat, preserve, and how we overcome. And I've interviewed and portrayed people who have withstood some of the ugliest things life can throw at you. But the only one quality all of them seem to share is ability to maintain hope for a brighter morning, even during our darkest nights. So I want all the girls watching here and now to know that a day is on the horizon. And when that new day finally dawns, it will be because a lot of magnificent women, many of whom are right here in this room tonight, and some pretty phenomenal men, fighting hard to make sure that they become the leaders who take us to the time when nobody ever has to say, "Me too," again. Thank you. Several men who didn't speak about the Time's Up acceptance speeches said it was time to shut up and listen. That was just a little excerpt I found going through these articles. It's a very powerful speech. I love that. I know some people feel it's not the place to bring up politics and things like that when they're giving speeches for awards and whatnot, but I understand that they're choosing to use their platform, like I'm using my platform, to talk about the things that are important to them. So when she was giving the speech, I know that all these things she felt in her heart, she felt needed to be said, and she expressed them quite well. And I hope that it empowers all of us, anyone who's been through the things that she mentioned, or your own things that weren't even mentioned. And we all have these dark secrets that we don't like to talk about, and it's difficult to share with others, but you can know that you're definitely not alone, that we've all been through something like that. Maybe not Some are worse than others, of course. We can compare our stories, and someone made a comment like this, and it's been mentioned often. If everybody threw all of their problems, all the worst things that happened to them in a pile, they say that most of us would go right back in and take ours back. They wouldn't switch it for someone else's. And there's a reason for that. It's because it's ours. It's because it's what we went through. It's our struggle. We know it personally. Taking on someone else's struggle, it's not the same. So each of us have our individual experiences, and although they are unique to each of us, we all know that we've been through tough things in life, and that we have each other to lean on when we need to talk about them, or feel the need to just not even say anything. If you just need someone to say, hey, I'm here, let's just talk about something, anything else, that's fine too. So what is our time looking like, guys? I may have got a little...
5 minutes.
5 minutes, okay. So, you are never alone. And like I said, all of our experiences are unique to each of us, but that doesn't mean that you can't share them if you need to. There's always going to be someone, and me, of course, I'm always here to listen. So don't ever feel embarrassed or like it was your fault. Things have happened to us that are not our fault. And I know that a lot of us grew up thinking it was our fault. And I'm hoping now in this time that we can all start to realize and heal and understand that it wasn't what we did. It wasn't something we did wrong. It's something that happened to us, and that we have to persevere through it and become stronger. And that's what I want to express to you, is that you can become stronger. Life can get better. It's not always going to be down and out and sad. You can become stronger from this experience. What is that noise, babe? You hear that humming?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Okay. That we can all become stronger through this. This thing that happened to us can make us a stronger woman today and help others who are going through it or have recently gone through it because of our experiences. So take the things that have happened to you and turn it into strength. We can do that. I know it seems incredibly hard, but you can do it. I've learned to do it. I've healed a lot, especially of this last year, and I've learned a lot of things as life went on that I thought were my fault, and I realized later on they weren't my fault. And once you understand and realize that these things were not your fault, that you can come to understand that you can find a positive side of this, a way to be stronger and understand and help others, like I'm trying to do here, that will give you strength, that will give you some peace of mind and make you heal, or help you heal. I'm sorry, not make you, but help you heal and become the person that you're meant to be, and not be hindered by what has happened to you in the past. So dealing with all the things that we have with fibro and migraines and PTSD and arthritis and rheumatoid and lupus and IBS and all these things that are connected, it's a struggle to have one more thing, and each time we get a new diagnosis, it's one more thing. But I know that we are all strong, that we all have parts of us that are really strong, and we have to latch on to those strong parts. We have to reach out and grasp the part of us that's strong on those weakest days. And I know they're difficult, and I know that you feel like you just can't do it anymore. There's days you're just like, I don't want to do it anymore, but we can. This is not going to be forever. There are going to be good days still. You're going to find a reason. You're going to be so happy that you stuck around a little bit longer for your family, your friends, your loved one, for anything that makes you happy. The good days are there. I know it doesn't feel like it at the time, then we have those moments where you feel like, why? But there are still good days there, and we have to remind ourselves when we're having those dark moments that tomorrow could be better, and that you're not always going to feel this way. And then I'm always here for you. And so if you need to talk about something that you feel like you can't talk about to anybody else, you can talk to me, and I promise, I would never share, I do not share anything that you do not explicitly express that you want me to. I keep everything we talk about to myself, because I know how important that is, that you need someone to talk to and keep those things private. You just need to get them out. So sometimes being able to just talk about the things that you've been through and get them off your chest, that right there is just a step towards healing, a step towards feeling better, a step towards feeling like I'm strong and I can do this and I can get through all the things that I've been through. And who knows, maybe you'll find something miraculous that makes you so happy that you're like, yes, this is it. Like I found this, has given me so much purpose, and I've found so much love and inspiration and support and warmth from you guys. And I have to tell you all the time how much I appreciate it, because I do. It's important that you know how much I appreciate it. So I'm going to close out now. Pardon my anxiety. I've been having so much trouble. I don't know what's going on. Hopefully I'll figure it out. But as you all know, you're not alone. Neither am I. I love y'all. Bye.